Our story continues as a group of adventurers. How do you stop this? Our story continues as a group of adventurers had just saved a group of dwarven people from underneath their very own mansion. A small alcove opening was discovered by Lisbeth, to which the party had delved into, finding old materials, old crates, mostly stonework. But amidst that, they did find a lot of veins just scattered all throughout the different tunnels. Some iron, some tin, some copper, and much to their surprise, they did find what looked like a gigantic dining table inside the area itself. And from there, they found these big statues and ornate thrown onto the other side with beautiful gems inlaid into them. And just as Ragnarok asked help from Kiva to help retrieve one of the sapphires that was on the crown of the statue, it turns out that it wasn't a statue, rather, it was a cyclops. After a few rather risky encounters, you were able to defeat the cyclops itself and retrieve the amethyst that was found between that was lodged onto its eye. But now you stand in this long dining hall with a group of about 14 dwarves here, just looking at you surprised. What do you do?
Well, I did invite them to come upstairs to sit down and you know recover from their 1,000-year long stasis.
They can also have a look at how the land looks like upstairs now.
Are you telling this to the leader of the dwarves that is just currently looking at you?
Yeah. Um. So Enderal is going to invite them come upstairs, right? And I'm
Mhm.
going to tell them that yes, it's probably good um if you follow us up. At least you'll get your bearings that the land has probably changed for you.
Okay. Uh, they hesitate for a second, and what looks to be the leader that has this very elaborate beard with a three-section, I don't know what to call it, but there's like three tugs onto his beard that split it off into three ways. And he just looks at you and he says, I beg your pardon. I know it's been a long time, but we're not exactly the type of folk to travel up overworld. We're not familiar with the sun, and we'd rather stay down here. And you can notice that the dwarves here don't have as clear as a complexion as the others. They're slightly gray skinned. Um, it could be from the fact that they were
Friends,
petrified for
friends.
so long, or just they just don't get any exposure to the sun at all.
Would
Would I
yeah.
would I recognize them as Duergar, like Grey Dwarfs?
Make a make a history check.
I would also like to make, because I'm not sure if I know of Durgars.
Okay, you can.
22.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, you totally know. What was that history?
yeah.
Oh, no, I don't. It's like, okay. Maybe
For
it's the
Elizabeth,
dust.
for Elizabeth, it's definitely just strange for her to see these dwarves that aren't as stocky and aren't as full in color. But for Enderal, this is the first time you've seen them, but you have read of them and you have been educated about them throughout your history lessons while you were still in Taruga. And these are a breed of dwarves that have been considered unacceptable by society because of their brash nature. Compared to other dwarves, we're not following the Forgotten Realm setting of the Duergar, but like compared to other dwarves who are already ill-tempered to begin with, these guys work on extremes. It's either they're extremely friendly or extremely upset, and that volatility made it difficult for them to adapt to society. So instead, throughout thousands of years, they decided to hole up into different mining shafts and caverns that they've made their own home. And they've forgotten almost all about the overworld at this point.
Okay. So They don't have any connections to mind flayers
No,
or
not necessarily.
okay.
Not in this one.
Okay, good. Well, if that is what you want, we can have some people come down and help you tidy this place up. It's been a while since someone did that.
Aye, it does look like it's been quite some time. He bends his back. He extends his shoulders backwards, and you can hear it's, but which is almost like when you flex it when you crack your bones, but it's almost stone-like in sound. So you can assume that he's not entirely recovered from the petrification that he's gone through yet. And he just looks at you and he says, "Thank you for saving us. You've got me and my clan to pay you back."
Don't worry about that right now. Just take it easy, massage your bones. You need some time to
Aye.
yeah.
All right, lads. Looks like we're back to work. And the other dwarves sort of just screech their bones, move their bones around, and you hear the same similar cracking sound. And they sort of shuffle across the room, sweeping the tables, just getting dust over it. And the main guy looks at you, and he actually asks you, "Lady, what's your name?" And he extends his hand outwards to shake you for Enderl.
Uh, I just take it like gingerly.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Lady Shadowsong. And what might your name be?
He grabs you forward and pulls it into a hug instead. And he's not that tall, so I'm assuming you're actually a little bit taller than him. He's about 4'7", and he gives you a tight bear hug, and he says, "Lauren, that mine brewer,
Oh, what lore in that mine brewer?
Lauren, that." I'll send it.
Yeah.
Here.
All in that.
I didn't
Lore in
have
that.
this at all.
Okay. Well, it's pleasant to meet you, Glorindat, or Mr. Mind Brewer. We'll have some food sent down for you.
Thank you. I'm not sure we'll know where to get food at this point. This place has probably changed compared to the last time we were here.
Indeed. It's changed quite a lot.
Uh,
What was the year you remember?
it was around after the Great Collapse. It was about year 800. And you
What
know
year
that
is
right now your year is about 13,500.
Okay.
13500?
400 years, give or take. No, wait. 5, not 4. Math.
How are you surviving college?
I'm
Okay.
gonna ask them, does that mean you lived through the Great Collapse?
No, the Great Collapse was a long, long time ago.
Ah,
Way longer before any of the dwarves here were here. But probably 2 generations. My father's father would have heard of it, or possibly even gone through it. But not much is known about the Great Collapse. We were mostly underground during that time.
well, it is good that to stay out of the dangers.
Aye, it's true. So, again, I thank ye. I'll start taking care of my own men. And of course, as you are the saviors, you're always welcome to come back.
Of course, we'll leave you to it for now. We'll come back tomorrow and discuss. We are planning to head down into the nearest city in a few days.
Aye.
But we'll talk before that.
All right, I'll look forward to it.
Uh, Question,
Mm-hmm.
Mister. Uh, are you the one who make the teleportation circle above us, or it's other people?
Aye, well, not me. It was about a family that traveled around here. He starts looking around. His name was, I forget. I believe it was around Lazarus. He was a good craftsman. He wasn't a dwarf like us, but he was a crafty little gnome. He crafted the teleportation circle when the sun went dark. Could travel around towns, but haven't had much use of it.
Is this Lazarus like a famous individual?
Not necessarily. You've never heard the. Well, actually, all of you roll for history, maybe.
Can I roll too?
Yeah. Anyone who's heard it.
13.
24.
Nice. Natural one.
With the 24, even then, it's not a name you've heard
Yeah.
from where you are. It just sounds like any other gnome.
Fair enough.
Probably long dead already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
500 years ago.
500
Mm.
years
I
ago.
mean, gnomes are known to live for a long time.
But
If-
that
if-
long?
If he's a wizard, he can get immortality, I've heard.
Can you do that, Fridges?
Do what? Extend my longevity?
Yeah,
He's an
Does
elf.
she need to? She's an elf.
that's true. That's true.
Hmm. Maybe I should extract your soul or something, but I won't gonna do that.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah, I won't. Trust me. I
Necromancy.
won't. I want to shorten my lifespan, not make it longer.
That's dumb.
Why would you do that?
Why wouldn't I?
Are you tired of living?
I mean, we live for 700 years or so. It's gonna be boring to wait that long to die.
Are we discussing this in front of the dwarves?
No, as we're walking up, we're discussing this.
Okay.
But when you get tired of living, then do something about it. Until then, don't think about it.
Ooh, I will ask the Durgars. Um, if you have trouble with food for the time being, because I don't think there's anything edible as we came down here, feel free to go up to the Stoneheart and let someone know. We'll help you out with food.
That's mighty kind of you. We'll keep that in mind. But we're not a particularly picky lot. We'll take care of what we can. But
Definitely.
yeah, if ever we need any food, I'll come and find you.
Okay, and then we'll leave.
Thank you.
And
You
we-
eventually
I
pass.
just like remembered. I have my sunblade out full blast, so he probably avoided me. I was in the corner for the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Just hide it behind your back.
Yeah.
So as we have, come up above ground and exited that stone structure, I informed them that these are Duergar and what I know about them and their short temper and all of that. So
So
for
they
now, they
are.
seem grateful for us rescuing them, but that could change. We should
Oh,
tread warily.
So they are black dwarfs. That
Grey dwarfs.
great.
gray dwarfs.
Yeah.
But their skin tone is kind of black, no?
Some. It's around that range. Some are darker, some are gray. It looks like just someone who's gone pale, like someone who's lost all the blood from their skin.
Kind of like
Kind of
drows.
bluish.
They have
Because
no need
drows
for
are
vitamin
not
D.
entirely black.
That you probably should take care of their tools because they want to get back to work, but their tools are
Oh yeah,
out of
rusty as
commission.
hell.
So they're just gonna come up and just kill them or something. If that's what you're saying.
Oh, well, we'll see. For now, they are valuable allies, I'd say.
Sure.
I'll work on them. Don't worry. I have some talent in that regard.
This entire time while you were traveling, you went from the hallway past all the different tunnels that you've gone through, and throughout that area, you did see some of the pillars that you originally saw erect turn into Duragar as well. And they have come to life, and they sort of give you blank stares, sort of confused over where they are or what's going on. But you did see a total of about 16 dwarves in total throughout that entire shaft.
Okay.
As you arrive, as you exit the entire tunnel and you go back up to the stone hut where the alcove opening was, Kiva, this entire time, who was a little bit bloodied, with sort of blood gushing down his clean jawline and onto his clothes, he responds with, "So, I know we found this jewel, but I'm not sure what you guys wanted to do with it. I sure hope it was worth it to get me to go through all of that trouble." He hands it over to one of you.
I take it. How big is it? And is it
My fist, pretty much.
okay? And does it
Don't-
fit on the teleportation circle? Was that what we wanted to use it for?
It looks like it's a little bit bigger, but you assume with some work it could fit. It
Yeah.
could be fashioned into a functioning one for the circle.
And I just give it back to him and tell him that to make sure it fits there. That's his main priority right now.
Oh, more work. All
Indeed.
right then.
Did you think this was like some sort of resort?
I expected as much for someone as beautiful as I. And he sort of waves his hair filled with blood and dust.
I clean it up for him with prestidigitation.
When you do, he gives you a very strong thumbs up, like a couple of inches away from your face.
That's too close.
Getting tired of this guy.
You brought him.
He was a fun boy toy for a while, but now
Oh,
You're now outside of the stone hut. You're now by the stone hut. What do you do?
I
so
look up at the sun. What's the time now?
The time now is actually quite early, about 10:30 a.m. You guys left early morning after you guys were told about this alcove entrance, and you guys went right away.
So the alcove
So,
entrance, are we able to close it easily, or are we keeping it open? I'm gonna
You
ask
remember
Andrew.
that Ragnar sort of pushed it down, but you can probably pull it up if you'd like to try.
Let's keep it open. I didn't see
yeah,
any way to open it from downstairs. And
that's
it's
what
Alright.
I was
very
thinking.
rusty. It might just break.
Okay, then I'm going to gather some of the more influential villagers, gather them up and let them know like what we found down there. Don't go down there. And
Except to bring food.
yeah. As in no, yeah, as in like don't go travel down there. They're trying to get their bearings and it might be dangerous if we don't um because we don't know how this is gonna go yet. But um they're friendly and if they have any requests, let us know immediately.
The people sort of collectively just agree. Uh, the guy you've been talking to mostly, the scrawny guy with a couple of broken teeth in front, just responds with, "Yes, ma'am. I'll make sure that they follow."
Does he have a name? Should he have a name? He should have a name.
He should have a name. Let me check my notes.
So Glorin, that is the leader, right?
It looks like yes.
Okay. All right. I'll
This
inform him. Down there is the territory of Mastermind Brewer.
this guy is named Lester.
Okay. Druegar. Mister. Okay.
All right, what do you guys do? The wind is blowing from the forest that whence you came about westwards, and it's blowing across your grass field, not grass field, but your farm and the entire estate that you're in. But it's a relatively good day. Not much clouds. It's a very clear day. The sun is above you. Early morning, about 10:30 a.m.
So, Ragnar, you had some thoughts about how to deal with these dwarves, like legally speaking.
Yes.
Yes.
So far, it seems. Sorry. Seems like the judge is out of the priest's pocket, and now he's praised. At least it seems like he's doing his job properly without any influence from the outside. So maybe just give it to him as a
So
good excuse to check up on him as we go into the city.
okay.
That he's not
So
up to any fun business, and at the same time we can give him that task to handle.
yeah, that's a good idea. But do you suggest we take one of the leader with us to Newcrest Hill when we go?
I mean, considering they don't want to come upside and the dwarfs, I don't think that's doable. So
Yeah.
might as well just
So
not try.
so we'll just present the case as we see it and
Mhm.
hear what the judge has to say.
Yeah, if he's too harsh on us, that's probably something is fishy. If he's too nice because he doesn't want to get on your bad side, and it's bad too. That means
No,
he's just
that's good. That's good.
no, that's very bad. Means he's just a pleaser that is at his position for the money, not for the justice, and then he's gonna.
Well,
Um,
our perspectives are a bit different on that part, but I hear you and I take it into consideration.
a judge has to be just. I hope he will be.
Yes. All
So
right.
I'm somewhat blooded. Do
Yeah.
we
Same.
go later today or do we go tomorrow?
I think tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
or the day after tomorrow, maybe, because I want to talk to the dwarves first. Like have a sit down, discuss the terms of our uh arrangement with them. See what we can offer, what they can offer. See if we can get some mutually beneficial solution to this.
I hope you won't try to take advantage of them. I won't be checking on you. I will
Who?
go take a nap.
Me?
Yes. I haven't been around you for long, but you seem just enough. I will go take a nap, and when I wake up, I will. But there's me that we have no way of knowing what time it is, so I'm gonna make a solar clock just outside the castle.
You're making a clock?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
just with stones in the ground in front of the keep.
Ah, okay, like a light, like a what's called a
Yeah.
sundial. Hmm,
Yes.
Undial.
that's cool.
Well, see you later then. Just
Yeah.
See you later.
limps back to my room.
Um, is my
l-
is my Pegasus still around? I didn't unsummon it, so it should be somewhere.
Grazing across the fields, just a couple of feet away from where your main estate is.
Good. I want to test some saddles. See if it accepts a saddle and if it fits.
Do you have a saddle?
We did have horses at one point.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure we
that's
have
true.
saddles. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, don't mind this one. This is me to hear my audio if it's working. But yeah, you do. It's not the best quality, but it's fully functional. It's not bad at all, and because you summoned it, it accepts it. You sort of
Just
strap it
talk.
down, belt
Yeah.
it down
We,
from underneath.
we can communicate telepathically. So I like try to like build a what do you call it? We build a repertoire with it
Mhm.
and become friends
Wow.
because that's
You named
interesting.
it something, right?
No, you named it Glitter Bottom.
Glitter bottom, yeah. Glitter bottom. That's right. Okay.
And then I will just take a flight because that's fun.
All right. With Ragnar going back into his room to nap and Enderal sort of creating this healthy relationship with her newfound friend, what does Frigis and Lisbeth do?
I will teach the servants how to continue teaching the servants how to use magic.
What? That's
Make
dangerous.
an Arcana check.
It's not dangerous. It
Can
will
you
be
simply do
useful.
that?
Do
Well,
what?
having
Like,
servants know
it's
how
just
to
anyone magic?
prestidigitate.
Is that is that how it works?
Well, you know, wizards are learned magic users, so yeah, it is possible.
27.
Nice.
All
Ooh.
our servants will be level 1 wizards now.
With the 27, you have a total of about 20 people working for you. And from that, you get two specific individuals that seem to have an inclination towards the arcane. You sort of explain how the weave works. And amongst those two, you find one understanding it the way that you do from the scientific method of the arcane weave. And the other one seems to just have a natural blessing, but you can definitely ascertain that it's divine magic. It's not coming from him, but he is flowing with that type of arcane energy. Well, divine energy. And you sort of teach them basic arcanic principles. The other girl sort of forms like a slight swirl of wind onto her hand. The other guy creates this ball of light, but it's very short. It's very unstable, lasts for about half a second, and then it dissipates. But they do seem to have an ability too.
Hey, you guys are doing great. Keep it
And
up.
now, and now you have 18 servants because they're gonna leave instantly.
Greener pastures.
Yep.
You have to pay them more now if it
I
just.
don't have to be a servant anymore.
Can we have names for
I
them to
mean,
DM?
I teach them magic so that they can perform their task more perfectly. You know, like they can summon something, or maybe later down the line they can even animate something to help them clean, and we don't have to. Yeah.
Now, there's a difference between unskilled labor and skilled labor. Now we have skilled labor and they cost more.
I should mention that they are not too old, but also not young. They're in about their early 20s, like 20, 21, 22, which is pretty old in medieval days, but they're
Yeah.
20, 21, 22 in their prime.
Everything is young for fridges.
That's true.
Yeah. also we may need some protection from extra from outer forces, and we don't have guards now, so the least we can do is train a wizard or two, right?
Are you gonna make them fight, Fridges?
Just
And
in
real.
case, you know.
I support that. We need to start building like an army.
Oh no.
Girl sees this happening the entire time she's flying across the estate.
Flying from
As
above.
as time
Minions.
goes by, I'll start preparing lunch.
All right. A couple of hours pass, Ragnarok. You feel well rested enough to consider it a short rest. And it's probably been an hour since this whole endeavor, so the time would now be half an hour before, let's just call it noon. It's now noontime. Fridges is inside the estate. Lisbeth instructed the people not to go in the stone hut unless it was to
Also,
provide for food.
yep.
Go ahead.
After doing that, Elizabeth will go and see what kind of food we have and just put some, like, just basic potato carrots aside that we're able to give them immediately. We don't give them until they ask, but I just want to take inventory, like, what do we actually have? How much can we
Okay.
actually give? So
You
yeah.
have a lot of root crop that you've
Yep.
been growing so far,
Mhm.
and the farm that you have How it essentially works is every 2 days it gives you produce because that's how it goes. And you have a total of a month's worth of food for you and your party. So a group of 4 people could last a month in with this amount of food. It's just a mixture of carrots, potatoes, etc., etc.
A couple of weeks then, or 1 week if we need to feed all the dwarves.
Yeah,
But yeah, that
well,
reminds me. Can I just go hunting while I'm out Pegasusing?
ooh,
Make a
I
nice.
have
survival roll.
my yeah.
But yeah, I'm just sort of like putting some stuff aside like for immediate food because again I don't think anything lasts over there, but we have not seen the whole place. So yeah, and I tell them, well, yeah, at least if they do come asking for food, I already know what I can probably give immediately.
If
All right.
with the 4 of us, the 16 dwarves and the 20 servants, that will last 3 days.
But the 20
Because
villagers, they
that's
can
that.
provide their own food, I think.
Yeah, but
The
that is
20
actually a good idea. I think after taking inventory of the food, I will also go hunt. I'm like, uh, there needs to be a river
for
nearby we can fish at.
You
there's
guys need
not
chickens for real.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
true.
real.
Let's go
The
find wild
closest body of
boars.
water that you would have would be way far back in Lugadamo.
Yeah.
There's no big body of water here, but there is what seems to be almost like a deep well system. The soil itself is pretty rich in water, so you do have a well here inside the estate,
Yep.
and it provides you with a sufficient amount of water. And the villagers
Use
are paid by you, so you don't cover their food.
use the tunnels that just were made to make a river.
Hmm.
Well, that
So I
is
roll
And
a
just
13.
flood the
With a
forest,
13,
nothing
you
bad will
found a
happen.
hare.
okay. Land
One
formation is
hair.
another.
One hair, enough to
Okay.
provide lunch for possibly your party,
Okay.
or 4 to 5 people.
In the afternoon, I return with one hair.
What?
Well, how much time did you spend? I assumed it was just
Oh,
an hour.
I spent several hours.
Oh, the whole afternoon
Uh,
then.
Yeah,
You left at about 10:30. Around what time did you expect to come back?
yeah. Around 4. I was planning on just seeing how far can my Pegasus travel in like half a day, kind of thing.
You traveled through the forest, and from it's here pinned on the map. Uh, you can travel all the way to the village of Heinfell from here, avoiding all major road travels. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can reach the village of Heinfell in one go.
Oh, I'm flying, remember?
Yeah.
So I'm flying until I see Heinfell on the horizon, and then I turn back, and then I shoot a hare, obviously,
Okay.
on the path.
You do find Lugadamo on the way, which is a smaller village than the Heinfell village, which is where Lisbeth is from originally. It's it's a farming village as well, but it doesn't have like the walled structure that Heinfell has.
They just see a winged horse.
You can see some of the children pointing upwards to you as you pass by.
Yeah.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
No, it's just me.
Well, you get 2 hares at least with this amount of time as you travel. And
Great.
having covered a lot of land, it's not that harder. So 2 meals.
Excellent.
One dwarf's breakfast.
I give the hares to whoever is cooking.
Oh boy.
With Fridge preparing the lunch, Lisbeth and Ragnarok have the afternoon to work on. What do you guys do?
Like I said, I will
I'm doing
go
the clock.
hunt.
Oh yeah, you will hunt too. Make a survival roll for Lisbeth and for Ragnarok. Sorry, what were you gonna do?
The clock.
Yeah, he's making the sundial.
Yeah.
Make a.
I want to make it so you can see it from the keep at the same time, so it will work
Uh-huh.
quite far away, so the shadow doesn't interfere.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking like a lot of time. I'm taking big stones.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there's gonna be
How big is the clock that you're making?
like from one side to the other, I would say like 15 feet.
Oh, okay, so it's not like a wristwatch or anything.
No.
And you're making it out of what? Wood, stone?
I will do the things around stone,
Mm-hmm.
and for now the middle just wood because I would need an obelisk of stone to make it
Okay.
with stone.
Do you have any proficiency with stone cutters or woodworking tools?
No,
Then
I just
roll
have
a.
the maths to where to put them,
Yeah.
and I put the stones there.
Okay.
I don't cheat on them. I just like,
You are
Just
spending
moving
about
rocks.
6 hours for it. Then make a d20 straight with advantage.
it's not gonna be pretty. Just from
Sure.
because I want to see it, you're able to be able to see it from the keep. So from the keep, you're just gonna like, squint and say, "Oh, it's this hour."
Sure.
Yeah.
Very
You said,
simple.
yeah. You said what? What skill?
D20, D20 with advantage straight, no skill.
Okay.
13 or higher DC.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, that's fine. You're able to make it. It's nothing pretty,
Yeah.
but it is functional.
That's the purpose.
All right. For Lisbeth, with a hunting of 13, it's relatively hard to find anything here, but you did find a abandoned, almost like beehive into one of the trees when you travel west of the forest. And when you got there, there were absolutely no bees. It probably moved into a different colony or whatever had caused it to disappear. You can see the bottom part was already practically open, but when you checked, it was still full of honeycomb.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Take.
You assume this whole thing would pass for easy 5 silver up to a gold.
That's a lot of honey.
Yep.
A
Well, I'm
bear, a
gonna
bear,
take it
a
anyway
bear
for
kills you on the way
condiments.
back.
All right. The
But
time
yeah,
would now be about 4 p.m. You're all gathered together. Fridge has prepared the food, and you don't have to roll for this one because you did take a lot of time. Or you can roll for it if you want to make it extravagant.
I'll make it extravagant with whatever with whatever we have, potatoes
Okay.
and carrots.
Uh, do you do you have any proficiency with cooking utensils or mess kit?
No, I
Then
have a
D20 with
dagger.
a D20 with advantage straight.
I have a dagger.
That's what she used to keep the servants away. You
Uh,
do it.
thir- 13.
13. It's not bad. It's nothing to write home about, but it is edible. It doesn't have any negative flavors into it, but it's very, very basic and bland. There are some parts of the vegetables that seem like they're not very well seasoned. You probably would have to buy all the other spices for that, but it's edible. It's fine. And you
Uh,
also boil the hair that you found.
Basically, I just put everything in the pot.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It has enough
uh,
flavor because
Yes.
of the stock of the rabbit, but it's barely.
I will I will cast a hallucinatory terrain to decorate the dining hall.
Ooh, fancy.
All right.
It's a suddenly the grass starts to grow from the floors and leaves starts to sprout from the ceilings and wind starts to blow and it's a nice serene forest view.
All
Very
right.
exaggerated.
All right.
This is nice, Bridges. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah.
The food
This
is
is
good too.
my thank you. I spent
Uh,
4
Is it?
hours on it.
Wow.
Tell me it's good.
Uh,
Like, no. I really
uh,
appreciate your
sure.
honesty.
It's
It
not
is
very
good.
good then. You know, if I've studied the superprecipitation, it's a pretty easy one. You know, you can add taste to things with that, right?
You are saying that this does not have taste? Well, it's probably
No, no,
true.
no, 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 no. He's just, it's good, Bridges. It's delicious. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I'm just told. Don't worry, I don't taste things. Sure.
I think it tastes fine. It's fine. What is it? It's a. I do not believe in condiments like salt and peppers are, but
Oh.
Oh,
are
that's
nothing
why.
but
So it's not a cooking problem; it's an elf problem. Everything
It's
has
a
to be
biting
in season.
process.
it's but dressing. I believe in the taste of ingredients. Like
Well, I appreciate all your hard work, Fridges, but I was thinking when we go into Newcrest Hill, we should try to find a cook to hire. So you don't have to anymore.
can I can I inside check?
You can certainly try. Are you being honest, Endro?
Well, we'll see what the inside check says.
7.
7,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
hard to tell.
Yeah.
4 hours is probably too much for me alone to handle. Maybe I
I, ju-
can offer.
For you,
I
it's
just
like a whole night's sleep.
I take a fork and I try to lift a potato, and it's just like.
One thing that you find for sure is that the meat from the hair is very tender. It's almost like it falls off the bone. But the problem is all the other vegetables are also pretty much like wrinkled up from too much heat and for prolonged exposure to
Yeah.
the boiling water.
You throw away the water you boiled it in.
The what? The boiling water? Why would I throw
Yes.
it out? Why would I
No,
throw
no,
it out?
nothing. No, it's good. It's good. Am I going to the kitchen and serve me a bowl of that because that's probably where all the flavors are.
Yeah. The
It's barely any if you do. There is some smell of
Mhm.
like the hair being cooked and a mixture of the vegetables, but it's aromatic more so than
Oh,
flavor.
so I take it we don't get any bonuses from this.
No, not this one,
-1 to
unfortunately.
con.
So
And to come.
for the rest of the evening, for the next 8 hours, I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna take it easy, get a long rest, and read a book or something.
All right. What about the rest of you?
Tired again from lifting rocks under the sun, so you take a shower and then go sleep.
All right. And Lisbeth and Fridges?
Hmm,
Yeah, you go.
I'm disappointed that I didn't find any meat, but I think I'll rest for the day.
All right. And Fridges?
I will copy my spell book. Make a copy of my spell book.
Okay.
That's a nice thing to do.
Okay. As
Then I go
If
to
you want,
sleep.
you can buy a cookbook. You like books and cooking.
That's probably nice. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I may not be able to copy my whole list, but I'll complete the first level spells first, and then I go to sleep.
Okay. Everybody heads off into their own bedrooms, calling it a rather early night, considering that for the most part, while you were in here in the estate, started preparing it, building everything for the past 3 months, you did have pretty good sleep. There were no instances where you had to wake up early or travel, and this has become your regular schedule, and you get a lot of rest throughout this process.
I have things I want to do first.
Go ahead.
So after taking a very calm evening, if we started eating at 4, then I
Mhm.
started resting at 5, so now it's 1 a.m.
Sure.
And I got my spell slots back. and I want to cast Dream.
All right, you cast Dream on.
What's his name? The dwarf? Glorindat
Glorindat.
Mindbrewer.
All right.
Okay, so is he asleep? I will notice if he's asleep.
At 1 a.m. Yes, you do. You definitely find him asleep.
So he will start dreaming that he is down in his little realm down there. Everything around him is looking fabulous. Like everything's clean, everything is, and there's wealth and riches. And he's working on something, like a small statuette of pure gold. And as he's working and working, it takes shape, and it's me. It's a
Right.
small statuette of Enderal Shadow Song, and on the base of it, he engraves runes, dwarven runes for courage, leadership, honor, wisdom. And as he's doing this, the dream kind of shifts, and now it's his whole clan working on a large marble statue of me with the same with the same runes: honor, courage, leadership, and wisdom. And this, I will just keep repeating this dream in like different settings for like 1 hour before I quit, and then I go to sleep.
All right.
Oh no, wait! I had another dream to cast. Hold on. Sorry,
You're
I'm.
having way too much fun with this spell.
Oh, this is the best spell in the game. This time I'm targeting Turok of the Sands, the guy who has repeatedly tried to murder me
Yeah.
and failed every time.
Yeah. 3 times
And
so far.
yeah, is he asleep?
Yes, he is.
Great. So he will start dreaming that he's in Toruga. It's summer. It's a nice, beautiful day. The sun is high. The boats are in the port, sailing in and out, as it usually is. And he's walking, and he sees me sitting like on a bench in front of like a park, talking to someone. And does I will leave this up to you. Like, what will he do when he sees me there?
He starts rushing towards you.
Mhm.
Not running, but he starts picking up his pace, moving towards your direction. With the face curious, just sort of wondering, is that really her?
And yeah, I mean, I'm just sitting there. I don't notice him at all. I'm just talking to this other person.
He's approaching slowly. Probably about 60 feet away.
Okay. Does he like strike at me?
Not so far, not currently. If you wait until he gets closer to you, as soon as he's about 5 feet, he starts reaching out to your shoulder and tries to grab you to sort of push you to face him.
Yeah, I just let him.
He looks at you and wonders, and he says, "You, what are you doing here?
This is my home. What are you doing here?
It can't be." He starts looking for his weapons. Does he have his weapons with him?
He does.
He starts pulling out his long rapier with like a cup hilt guard, and he says, "You are wanted. I've been asked to track you down."
I know. That's why I'm here now. That's why you are here now. You've failed every time, Turok. Do you think you will succeed this time?
Of course, I never give up.
I have a suggestion for you. Work for me instead. I will pay you handsomely. You will go back to your employer and you will do to him what he has hired you to do to me.
Hmm.
And as I finish the sentence, the landscape shifts, and we're in this circular room with Roman columns lining the side, and everywhere on the floor is treasure, gold, jewels, all kinds of things. And I just gesture. Don't you want something like this? You think he will give this to you? Look what I can do.
He starts looking around. His hand sort of like drips down a couple of seconds, and then just looks at you and says, "You're not real, but make a persuasion check."
Oh no, it was almost a 17 with switch to 3, so yeah, 11.
From a 3, 11 is fine. You can't tell what he decides after seeing this, but he does lunge towards you, his sword. You can see some doubt in his eye cast for a bit after he looks around and says, "You're not real." And then, out of like a hesitant motion, he sort of pushes his arm forward to reach the rapier to your chest.
As the sword is about to cut through me, I just vanish. And
Nice.
my voice echoes through the chamber. You really think it would be that easy? Here I have all the power. Here you are but a mouse in my cage.
He starts looking throughout the surrounding and says, "I will find you."
Pressure room starts to crumble, the columns. I'll come again another night. And then I withdraw from the dream.
Just as you were withdrawn from Dream, you saw him sheath, and sort of as the pillars and columns are falling behind, he sort of just finds an entrance and disappears from your eyesight.
And then I go
All
to
right.
sleep.
All right. Okay. With that, you would wake up. Do you try to long rest again?
Yeah, I'm good. I can.
Yeah.
I want those 2 spell slots back. I want to long rest again.
All right. Well, then everybody else wakes up at about 6 a.m. and you wake up at 9. So,
I always wake up late.
so at this point, Frigus, Lisbeth, and Ragnarok get an earlier start towards the day. You get to wake up 3 hours ahead. So, what do you do as an activity that lasts you for 3 hours?
I'm just gonna say this was that this session Obi-Wan Kenobi move. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Dream is epic. I've never had any of
Yeah.
my players use it, but it's one of my favorite experiences.
hmm
It's
I
such a
can be
fun
the TM
show.
for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This gives players DM powers. All right. So, Frigus, what do you do?
Breakfast time.
Oh no.
Okay. Do you prepare for 3 hours?
Yes.
I will go
You
and
still
7,
have
help.
because she's
hair
an
and
elf.
vegetables.
I will go and help. Don't
Quickly,
waste
quickly.
food.
All right.
I probably wake up like 4 hours earlier than
Oh,
other
that's
people.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so 7
Oh
for.
no.
yeah, so 7. So these 4 hours,
Elves.
I will draft some musical ideas onto my paper and keep it in my shelf and copy a spell or two for my spellbook. And
Okay.
then as soon as everyone starts to wake up, I prepare breakfast.
Okay. Elizabeth, you see him moving towards the direction of the kitchen, about to prepare your breakfast, and you said you'd help him?
Yep, I will hurry on and says, "What are you up to? Are you making breakfast? Come, let's make them together."
Back up, you say? Yes, that is a fine idea.
I will toss in condiments when she's not looking.
Make a
So,
sleight of hand check to see. Versus Frigus, make a perception check.
oh, I've saved the day.
So you just
Oh,
wait, he might still see it.
perception.
True, I only have a
Okay.
+1. Oh, thank God.
It goes without him knowing. You're
Yeah,
preparing
she's
Potatoes.
like too
food.
happy. It's like, oh.
Potatoes
Absolutely.
in the pot, and then some carrots. I can't break them with my hands. Put them in the pot.
All right.
Uh,
Okay. While you're not looking, you're sort of working on the condiments. You can, Lisbeth sort of just hurries
Pepper.
around the cupboards looking for any pepper or salt that she could find, and you sort of just put it down, put it back into the cupboard, and
Do we have
Frigus, none the wiser, doesn't even
do,
notice.
do we have some eggs?
Eggs? Oh, no, I don't think we do
No, you
anymore.
don't.
But I do plan to get like several chickens that we can hopefully rear.
Yeah, I think we should buy some livestock like cows and pigs
Yes.
so that we can
Perhaps
kill
start
them in the
with
winter and have some meat.
perhaps we start with chicken and cows whose produce we can eat without killing them yet.
Yeah, that's true. Do you
All right.
think there are expensive mushrooms in the forest?
Oh, well, I don't know about mushrooms, but I did find a whole beehive that I salvaged. Do you like
We
them?
we could we could put them in the pot.
No, 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 no.
Let's
We
put
we
them in
make
the
something
pot.
else. It's almost done now. The stew is almost done. That's okay. We'll make it for another meal.
Oh, what about pancakes? We could put them in
Yes,
pancakes.
definitely. We can make some
Let's
potato
make some
pancakes.
pancakes then. Pancake time. We don't have eggs.
You
All right.
don't have milk. What the?
We only
So,
have
Fridges, you notice as you're cooking this morning, this one smells a little bit better. Originally, you were cooking, it smelled like a little bit scented boiled meat with barely any scent to it. But now, when you smell it, it's aromatic. The salt had created this almost like a seaside aroma coming from the pot itself as it's boiling, and the meat is getting cooked differently because of the crystallization of the salt. But it smells better than you did yesterday, and you think it's because you put it in at better timings than you did the day before. That's all what you think. Like it's because you put this in first and then this in. That's what you think the reason is why this dish is better than the one you had yesterday.
maybe the heat releases the salt from the ingredients. That's why I can smell the salt.
That is
Mm.
true. There is fat in the meat, but not
All
enough
right.
though.
While this is happening, Ragnak, what do you do? I think he said he's back, right? You're still muted.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Making
Kind of
potions.
stuck here. Yeah, I don't have any like barely made it back here, so I don't have any of my stuff. So I guess I'll go check on the peasants outside
Okay.
and
Yes.
just ask if they have any kind of problems they want
Okay.
to be handled or something.
Okay. You go towards the people, you exit the estate, well, it's still part of your estate, but you exit your house itself, and you go towards where the people live. And there's a couple of houses that they've built, made out of sticks and straw, in the nearby area, about, let's say, 120 feet south of where you are. Well, actually, that's really short. Let's say 350 feet from where you are south.
Okay.
And you see a group of people moving towards the the farm plots that you have on the southwest of your house. And you could see they're sort of whispering something amongst themselves, and as soon as they see you coming closer, they sort of stand in attention and they start acting differently, very nervously and very anxious in your presence.
Uh, you guys know I'm not one of your lords, right?
uh the guys here are two older men, one middle-aged woman, and one elderly woman.
Mhm.
And the middle-aged woman just looks at you and he says, "Yes, I forget, but I just we forgot. We're not used to it. I thought you were one of the nobles, the barons who came in,
No, no.
but you stay with them,
Yes.
Lord." She entitles you with Lord and asks for your name.
I'm not a lord. You can just call me Ragnar.
Ragnar.
Yes. I
Mr.
happened to
Ragnar.
work with them during the priest incident. Let's call that. And since they had leftover rooms, I just took it and put some of my stuff there. As you've noticed, I barely come back a week ago.
They
No
sort
need
of
for the honorifics. Okay.
The lady just sort of nods her head, like, say, ah, and they sort of awkwardly just look at you from the corner of their eye. Make an insight check.
Ooh.
Something's bothering them for sure. You just have no idea what. You can't tell if it's nervousness or of if they're upset, but you get a negative feeling from them towards you. But that's it.
Sorry for bothering you.
It's okay. It's a pleasure. Thank you for coming by. And they hurriedly move towards the farm plot again.
Do the same towards the mansion.
As soon as you come back in, the food is ready, and Enderil, you would have waken up at this point. You can
It's
smell the food
actually,
from downstairs.
I was actually looking through the window, seeing Ragnarok, like, what the fuck is he doing?
As the guys are moving away from Ragnak, they sort of picked up pace, double time walking away.
Okay, so I get dressed, I put on my makeup, I do my hair, I do everything, and then I go down and grab some food.
Okay. The food today tastes a lot better. Just having the salt and
Wow.
everything else down. You don't have to roll for this one since it's something you've already tried to prepare before. And it's just better. Better taste, better flavor. The vegetables aren't overly soggy. And you can see Fridge just has a smug face.
Which
Wow.
is, wow, this is
You,
amazing.
you learn from your mistakes. You added some
I
salt.
know, right? I I time when to put the ingredients better, so the salt releases from the ingredients and it tastes better now. Also,
Wow.
Lisbeth helped too.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
You can
I
see
eat
Elizabeth in a corner.
quietly. Yeah, I eat,
I see.
eat.
Now I haven't tasted this yet, so let's see how it turns out.
As you taste it, it's rather filling. It's a pretty full breakfast. You get vegetables, stock, and also meat. And since it's seasoned properly, it does give you a hearty feeling. Everybody gets 5 temporary hit points.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Wow.
wow,
Amazing.
We should
Food
cook
is
together
OP this
more
world.
often.
wow.
So, did you make enough to bring down to the dwarves?
Oh,
I mean, we had 3 hours,
Oh.
but we didn't think about it. I'm so sorry.
do we
Oh,
have
okay.
do we have leftovers? Maybe we still have time. We can prepare some food for them, right?
Yeah, I was hoping we could have a talk with them. I'm sure we can come to some sort of arrangement today.
Well, my apologies. We actually spoke about buying farm animals, and
Oh,
my head was starting to pre-plan where should have a barn. So I wasn't thinking about the
oh.
dwarfs. My
Well, that's a
apologies.
great idea. Some sheep, chicken,
Chicken and cows, probably we can get their milk and
cows.
eggs.
Hmm.
We're going to have to transport them though. You're right, perhaps a goat. Goats
At
don't
least
make
one
us
goat.
goat don't make as much milk, I think.
That's true.
We'll see how.
Yeah.
They make delicious cheese though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Alright, what do you plan
There's
to talk
cheaper
about with them?
upkeep.
Well, we
Are they?
need to figure out their needs and kind of. I want to make a contract with them. If they're gonna be living on our land, they will be. Well, they will need to be under contract to us, like a feudal obligation, if you will.
But here's the thing. They won't be on our land. They'll be under it.
Our land stretches below as well, I think.
Alright.
For at least Enderil, you would know since you're a noble, and how things can often fly, just like you did in the Cloud District in Newcrest Hill. You do know that it pretty much encompasses everything above and below your land.
So local laws say that everything above and below our land belongs to us.
I see. Well,
And
So less like a contract and more like an alliance we'll make with a clan.
Well, I want to extract money from them. I want tax
But
money.
that's still an alliance.
Yeah.
Just
Well, if that phrase alliance makes it easier for them to swallow, then I'm all for it.
All right.
Well, I'll leave the talking to you since you seem to be the most influential of us.
Thank you. That's a very good compliment. So, like personally, I'm not a negotiator, but Enderal probably is. Maybe we can just roll for this.
Okay. Well, at first you travel back down towards the mine. The first thing you realize is as you're just about to exit down the alcove, Kiva's already hard at work. And as soon as you guys come in, he's already posing in front of the door, hands on his hips, chest puffed upwards, plunging V line down straight to his belt. And then he just smiles at everyone as you guys come in. No gesture, no message, just pose and smile, just waiting for you guys to come in.
Oh, hello, Kiva.
Good morning.
Good
Can I
morning to you
ignore
too.
him a little bit?
He looks at you for a second, completely oblivious. He just smiles at you and then goes to the next person. So, I remember you guys asked me to work on this jewel from yesterday, and it just so happens that I, Kivare, the wonderful, the great, the majestic, the starlight born of the north, has made it possible. He stands aside and shows you towards your teleportation circle, and the sapphire has fit in perfectly. Plus, I even got to preserve some of the shavings. You could probably make use of this. Quite beautiful, I would say so myself. Not as beautiful as this, and he shows this amulet, but beautiful nonetheless. I believe it's yours. Your teleportation circle is now functional. If you know anything about
I kind of
a sequence
interrupt
of
him.
runes, yeah.
I just interrupt him. So, Frigis, can you just go and take a look at it, make sure it's working?
Sure thing. Sure thing, miss.
He sort of regains stride and says, "Yes, Regis, come on, please stand on top." And he says, explains a couple of extra stuff about the jewel cutting process that doesn't really interest anybody.
Really
I
interesting,
take
Kiva.
notes.
Really interesting.
Oh, so
Mm.
Personally, I
Fr-
find this a wonderful way of travel. Start your entrance with a bang, gathers everyone's attention, but I would travel no other way. If you're going to travel, you better travel in
Kiva, by the
style.
way, I heard someone asking for you among the villagers.
Oh,
Is
all
yeah.
right then. Well,
Really?
yeah, if you need to go there, it's good enough. And he sort of goes outside.
Yep, bye.
He still smiles towards everyone. He's completely dumb on the insight because I actually rolled for it, and he's just not getting any of your signals. He's just smiling at you and sort of looks at you and winks at you as he's leaving, expecting you to spend time with him later.
Need to
Yeah,
break up with him.
I'm gonna ask I'm gonna ask Andrew. Should we bring him? Do you think he'd want to go back to New Crest Hill?
That may be a good idea. He is useful though. Like, look at this. He actually did what he was supposed to do, but he's super annoying.
Well, to be fair,
What?
we don't have a lot of
He's so eager to serve.
tinkering to do.
What a nice guy.
Uh, well,
Well,
I'll
maybe-
find some station for him.
uh, Frigis, you would be the one to know this, but the way the teleportation works is it uses gold as a catalyst. So to travel to different places, it consumes the gold that's with you.
Shit, all of it?
Not all of it, but some part
Okay.
of it. And you know
Yes.
that the further the distance, the more it would cost. But you can, yeah,
I remember you said it consumes amethyst before.
amethysts, jewels, any form of currency.
Um,
So
yeah.
that's pretty much
Oh,
what drives the economy to giving value to jewels, aside from being pretty and gold. is that sometimes they're used as a catalyst for some of the things that are being used in the world. So they disappear after used
So,
this way.
so I ask Bridges, like, do you like designate an amount of gold or jewelry? Do you put it somewhere, or does it just evaporate by random?
I assume there must be an equation to calculate the exact amount to use for a certain distance,
Right.
and they will
Because
consume it.
for example, if we step on this teleportation circle and go to Newcrest Hill, and we have gold in our pockets, will we find half gold coins in our pockets, or
I don't think that's how it works.
You can
That
see on the stone circle itself, there's almost like a small pedestal that rises up to your knee, and it has almost like a cup-like feature. You put all the currency you want to consume there.
Oh.
If it's
So
not
if you
enough, it
don't
doesn't work.
So this bowl we may have to put some gold in there, and if it's enough, it will work. If it's not enough, it doesn't work. We don't go anywhere.
and you
Maybe
also have to know the teleportation circle on the other side, right?
Yes,
indeed,
the runic
indeed we do.
sequence.
Maybe the
Okay.
Durgars might have a book or something where they keep record.
I didn't see any
Though
books down there, but yeah, maybe.
never do it today.
Even
the
if
information
there's
might
a
be
book,
like several centuries old.
even if there's a book, it may have already rotted away because it's been
Yeah,
500 years.
exactly. Oh well, let's not waste any more time. Let's go downstairs and get this over with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You eventually go down. You can see some places are a little bit cleaner. So not by a lot, but just rearranged. You can see some stuff have been moved, and the pathway towards the main hall is completely open. You pass by the main tunnel first, where they're mining a lot of iron. You find about four dwarves there happily mining away, and it's a strange experience because you've seen humans and other people work overworld, but here, as they're doing it, there's laughter and cheering and sort of banter going on, and you can see the way they're swinging their pickaxes. It's almost like a dance to them, where they're just having fun, doing it very efficiently. They're not flamboyant looking, but there is a beat to it, like almost like a haka, while they're mining the ores while they're there. And it's pretty fun to see. They don't even notice your presence, and you can travel straight towards the main hall.
Oh, DM,
Great. I have. By the way, I wanted to say I have like a bundle of items with me, like carrying under my arm.
Sure.
DM. Yeah,
Yes.
can I have brought some root vegetables? Just uncooked ones,
Yeah. Sure. No problem.
just to show them what we're planting upstairs.
How much are you getting?
There were total about 20 dwarfs down here.
Mm-hmm. No. Well,
Mm,
16 here.
or 16. Mm, probably about 20, if that is enough. 20 pieces
All
of
right.
potatoes, 20 pieces of carrots.
All right. Then your remaining food would remain as 3 weeks left.
Okay.
All right. Easily enough. You go towards there. You have a sack full of potatoes and whatever, carrots and other type of root crops that you have, and you're traveling towards the main hall again. And in the main hall, you find that there is actually a large luminous light coming in from within. And you notice also on the sides of these walls there are some what looks to be not exactly jewels, they're just sort of stones, and they're almost like they're getting pushed together, causing this flint, like the sparks to come through. So instead of torches, they have these grinding stones that are being pushed together at all times, creating these sparks as you go through the tunnels. It's almost like someone's welding in every corner, and the sparks are flying through, but they're harmless. But that's their source of light.
There
It's
is not
very
enough
minimal.
light.
It's super dim light, actually. Like it's
Oh.
barely anything there. But the main hall is filled with this, and you could see that from the ceiling, there's a chain that's been erected, and some sort of device that they have crafted, creating this like constantly grinding stones, creating sparks falling down onto the table. So it's got this orange glow in the room and sparks falling from the ceiling to the table. And you see the dwarven leader sort of just behind there, smiling, sort of looking around, talking to some of the other dwarves. And as he sees you come in, he waves his hand. He says, "Welcome."
Thank you, Mr. What was his name?
Mind brewer.
Mind
Mind
brewer.
brewer.
How's the restoration going?
It's doing, it's getting on rather well. I expected the place to be in complete shambles, but to be honest with you, it's actually quite fine. Uh, a few of our tools have broken down, but I suspect one of our blacksmiths over here can probably carve us some stone tools that will be of good quality for a while. I predict 2 to 3 days of work and we'll be back in full production.
I see, I understand. It's just so happens that I brought some gifts with me. We don't
Ah,
have a lot in the name of tools, but and I kind of put the bundle on the. Are we in the like the room with the dining table?
yeah.
Put it on the table and just roll it out, and there's one shovel, 4 grappling hooks, 10 candles, and some oil. And I also put my Kolishmar down.
Hmm.
I present to you these gifts as a token of goodwill. I hope we can begin to discuss our future cooperation together.
Lisbeth will also
Of
follow suit and put the things and explain that these are the um, what produce that we are farming upstairs.
Also, 2 lengths of rope and 4 pitons. Pitons?
Titans, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever
Just
that is, yeah.
it's what I have.
All
So
right.
I'm offering it as a gift.
Okay. The first box come in, he sees the shovel, sort of smiles, sees the everything else. His reaction is very neutral. He's appreciative of the gift, doesn't look like he's too crazy about it, doesn't look like he hates it, but he is pleased that there is a gift to begin with. As soon as Elizabeth puts down the sack with some food, he looks around with the other dwarves and he gives you a very big smile. Well, not big smile, but you could see past his very thick beard, like white teeth coming down from underneath, just smiling. And he says, "Very much appreciated. Thank you very much for your offering. And I understand that you've come here for some sort of discussion.
Yes, a negotiation, if you will.
What do you have in
Yeah.
mind?"
Well, let's sit down.
He gestures towards you. He's already on his throne with like 2 gemstones on the side.
Mm.
Oh,
And I
actually, no gemstones because you took it, right?
No, not from the throne. We just took
Okay,
the one
okay,
from the statue.
okay. Yeah, the sort of just fiddles it
Luckily.
around back into the throne then.
Oh, hey,
So
by the way, would you like a scenery or this is just fine?
for
This
me,
is
it's fine.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, Bridges.
okay.
And then I start to lay out how I think um, we should go forward. Like, since we are the owners of the land, legally speaking, we will get it kind of ratified and properly documented, and they will have some autonomy, like uh, to work underground, but will need to pay some sort of tax to us, and
Mhm.
uh, and also like we can offer food at like below market prices, kind of thing. And also there's like a clause. I have written it all down. It's like a huge contract. There's a
Sure.
clause where we can exchange artisans, kind of thing. Like we can send someone down to teach you one craft, and they can send someone up to teach us a craft, and so on and so on.
Is it
Or
written
I
in
think
common or in dwarven?
If I had the time, I would have written in both. But I do know how to write Dwarven, so yeah,
Okay, no problem. Sure.
yeah.
It doesn't take you too long. You probably spend throughout the night. It's fine. Uh, he looks at it, he sort of skims towards it, and he says, "So you own this land now, is that correct?
That is correct.
Do we still own this mine?"
The mine is on our land, unfortunately.
Aye, but this has been passed down from generation to generation. We've carried these walls out ourselves. I understand what you're saying, and I know that times have changed. But how about I make you a counteroffer?
I'm listening.
Our land stays ours, and we do everything else as the same. We are a very proud race, you see. And this, he shows you the stonework around him, our blood, sweat, and tears. We wouldn't be sitting well knowing that's under the name of anyone else aside from the mine brewer family. We do what you say, we offer you tithings, we work together, but officially the name of this mine stays ours.
Name?
Aye, so if anybody asks, whose mine is this? Mine brewers. Mine brewer clan.
All right. I can concede to that. And but you said like he said he would continue to pay tithes.
Yeah.
To us.
Aye,
I
that
will
is
concede.
correct.
Mhm.
I'm taking down everything they're saying.
Yeah, I'm also kind of putting out a new parchment and writing a new clauses.
Mm.
I'm writing in Dwarven though, so I'm writing
Sure.
that the mine, the name of the mine will remain mine brewer, and just making sure, like in legalese, that his wishes that the name of the mine remains mine brewer,
No,
but
no, no. In he doesn't understand the legalistic aspect of it much.
yeah, that's what
But
I'm
what he
trying to
says,
take
yeah,
advantage of here.
yeah, sure. But what he says is like generally the mine stays within them, within theirs. It's their property, so to speak. But everything else, in terms of your original clause, in terms of original proposition, functions the same. It's only a matter of pride that it stays with them, but they serve essentially you and the laws that you have in your land. But they don't want to be part of you. They're their own thing functioning from within you.
Yeah. I will concede to a lot of things, but I will try to sneak in a clause saying that if the Mine Brewer clan breaks any of these clauses, then all rights of property goes to us.
You say that out loud, right? Or do
No,
you just write it down?
I'm writing it down.
Are you trying to
In
make it hidden or?
Basically, I
I,
guess what he's trying to write is that clause is null if
Yeah, sure. Like if they break
animosity
any of the
or
rules, yeah.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it will be easy for him to write. It's not like in super small writing,
Sure.
but whether or not he can interpret it the way I intended to,
Okay, let me see. Let me roll for it. See
I
if
need
he
to roll
actually does.
something too. I'm sure.
Um, this would be persuasion, nonetheless.
Okay, with advantage, of course.
Uh,
Uh,
no, this is
no.
straight for him. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
Natural one. He goes with a 12 and he says, I don't understand why we're going through all this paperwork. I've already given you my word. And you can see that there's a cultural disparity between what you have now and what they had before, and also a little bit of the emotions coming out from the Duragar and the other dwarves sort of just looking at you tensely. No hostility, but the mood of the room definitely changes. And he says, we will work together. I will give you what you ask of me, and you will give us what you can in small exchange. If that is, if we are possible to follow that, then we'll be fine. But he basically says it's his property, blah 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 blah. But he doesn't show too much argument, and he says at the end, "We're a proud race. We'll follow what we say we'll do."
So that's fine. I'll concede. I rolled a
Yeah.
natural fucking one on the most important roll of my life.
I don't know what you guys are writing down, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a first draft because there's. I mean, I don't know. I'm not. Do you need to refer to the main city or do you just do your rolls? Don't
Um,
don't every city need to have a somewhat common set of rules,
sure.
like
I
the
don't
kingdoms
really.
rules?
Yeah, yeah. We're following the law that's been laid down already. Like that's common in Heinfeld and Newcrest Hill and around.
Goldenvale, essentially.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Should have hired a lawyer.
Mm.
Aristocrats.
Yeah, but yeah. So after like almost a whole day of back and forth between me and the dwarf leader, we eventually signed the contract, uh, saying that he owns the mine and we own or we have like some sort of arrangements that they pay
Sure.
to us and blah, blah,
See,
blah.
basically what it comes down to is every week they'll give you portion of what they get, and also the if you can provide some means of food cheaper than market value, like you said, blah blah blah, then he's very appreciative of it. One of the things that you do strike to him is that tradition is very strong with them. And it looks like one of the traditions that are strong is, of course, that the the word that he's given that he will pay you in terms of saving them from the Cyclops. It looks like that holds quite a lot of value. It doesn't mean like it's law, but it doesn't mean it's 100% what's going to happen. But he does hold quite high value to that. And yeah, it doesn't look like he has any intention of breaking it, considering the recent scenario. Might
In
change in the future,
Daryl's
might not, but yeah.
Yeah, in Daryl's mind, that part, the things he's willing to give us for saving him, that's like a tribute. While
Yeah.
the rest is like taxes. So
Yeah.
in Daryl's mind, there's a huge difference.
All right. Yeah, yeah. All right.
But yeah, we eventually finish negotiations, and we can now prepare our trip to New Castile.
Oh, by the way, I forgot. Last time, did they explain to us how they came about with the Cyclops? How the
Uh,
Cyclops
they
came?
they actually didn't. You can ask now if you'd
Yeah, I'll
like.
ask now.
For brevity's sake, he explains it in character that they've huddled down here after a few hundred years of difficulty up in the overworld, and they found that they were happier here. They had their own sort of boundaries. They weren't supposed to follow any other law aside from themselves. And if they needed to trade with other people, they did because they were rich in ores. But one time, as they were expanding, they sort of struck a vein, and the vein eventually was the amethyst, and that woke up the Cyclops, and its vision turned them into stone.
Ah. So the area that they unleashed the area that they discovered the Cyclops, where is it?
Just actually south of the mess hall
Oh,
where you are currently,
so they were
and
kind of doing
yeah,
renovation
expanding the
work.
mess hall. Yeah, and
Ah, yikes.
he sort of explains to you that the Cyclops was there before them.
Mhm.
Ancient.
Any, yes, any hints at its origin? Is it the collapse or,
Make
would
a
you know?
nature or history check.
I also asked them.
Uh,
Well, actually, everybody could, but they say they don't know. It's not familiar to them. The golem itself, the golem, the cyclops itself was made out of stone, but it wasn't made similar to any of the furniture that they have here. It's very different type of
Okay, just
handiwork.
14.
Actually,
well,
everybody else can roll this because everybody sort of got to see it anyway.
instead of that,
History.
can I do something more specific?
Sure.
Basically, they awoke it as they were extending their main hall.
Hmm.
So I'm just gonna go to that wall
Hmm.
to see if there's anything on it, because maybe there's like a whole army of them, like the statues
Alright.
in China. That's the first one.
Like the Terracotta Warriors here.
Yeah.
You can see that the southern part of the main hall has still like these support beams. It looks like they're still working towards it, and there's of course the concave part of the tunnel where the Cyclops had come through. Make an investigation check.
Yep. Shit, 14.
You can see here that around the area where the imprint of the Cyclops itself is there, you can see there's a layer on the stone that has a faint arcane aura that you're able to detect even just by touching it. You don't even have to cast detect magic. That there's almost like a shell from that stone that kept it there, but sort of feeling towards the inside. No indication that there might be more from where you are. You would probably have to dig in deeper or something else, but not much that you can see. All that you know is this was preserved by whatever arcane means.
They well, Mr. Glorin, that we had a look around, and it seems like the veins you have right now are running low. So I'm guessing you'll be back to expanding, and if you choose that direction, make sure we're here for that, just in case.
Are you sure? What? Why did his accent change? Are you sure? That's gonna be a long process. Mining shafts could take you weeks, months,
Uh,
probably.
I'm saying if you do in that direction,
Aye, all
just
right.
wait for us to start. Mainly, at least Frigus here.
What?
All right.
What?
The 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 golem where it used to be,
The
it
Cyclops,
left.
aye.
Yeah, it left some kind of imprint, as if it was in a mold.
Like
With
this wall?
yes, has some sort of residue on it.
Residue?
So
You mean magic?
yes,
Huh.
vibrating. It's as if it was the mold of the golem, and now its imprint is left in it. So I have no idea how. Maybe it just was left so long that happened. But if they try to go at it again, maybe it's better if you're here in case you need to dispel something.
Uh-huh. Can I detect magic as a ritual?
Sure, you could have started doing it while they were even having a conversation. There's no arcane energies from here in this room aside from all the magical items that you have. And the wall itself does have a faint glow. It's barely noticeable even with detect magic, but as soon as Ragnarok mentions it to you, you do see it. It's it's in lines of purple across the floor itself, and the school of magic that is familiar to you here, although it's different, is transmutation, but not in a way that you've seen before. It's very different, but same kind of idea.
Old
Is
magic.
it the same?
Same.
He died.
He was taken in. He knows too much.
Turned to stone.
Is it the same one as the purple root?
As
Your internet
the
is not very good right now.
yeah, it's your mic again.
BRB.
All right, let's take a water break, everybody. Let's
All
just
right.
grab some water.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
say
you're
5 minutes.
yeah.
All right. BRB.
Better?
We're taking a break, Bridges. Just take your time to get your internet in order.
Okay, but is this better?
Yeah, it's better. You have a bit of a robotic voice, but it's getting better right now. Say something again.
I do not know why this is happening.
It's
Yeah,
usually
me
your
too.
internet connection. It's okay. You
Mhm.
can restart your modem or so if you want while we take
Okay.
Yeah,
a water break.
Okay.
yeah. We're
Okay.
taking
Okay.
5, so be right back.
Okay.
I think you sound better. If I don't know. Yeah.
I Wi-Fi.
Yep. There's no more reverberations.
Thank you. Uh, every time I'm doing D&D, this happens. My
It's okay. I've
when
been
I'm
there.
yeah, when I'm DMing, this happens also.
Ah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
Oh well. I finally got to try Call of Cthulhu. It's really fun.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I played one game of that. It's
How was it?
it's quite nice because it's low tech and
Yeah.
yeah. I played a board game though. Have you played the board game? Mansion of
The board.
Madness?
I don't think. No. I've never tried that. I bought a Call of Cthulhu starter set and
Ooh, nice.
I ran I ran some adventures in those. Pretty nice. A lot of reading because it's Lovecraft and in his
Lore.
novels he likes to info dump you a lot with journals and crypt, cryptic messages and something about Yogg-Sothoth that will drive you insane. It's a lot of reading.
I have a plot that I wanted to make that kind of involve the Great Old Ones. The Great Old Ones technically is a nod to the Cthulhu, right?
The great I would say so. Cthulhu is considered the great old one, but then there's the outer gods, which is Yogg-Sothoth or Azathoth or something of that caliber. Cthulhu is kind of like mid-tier eldritch beings compared to those.
Oh.
but he is the famous one.
Yeah.
I like the name of Nyarlathotep, and I think he's also um what pretty mischievous, right? He's like
Yeah, he
he's
likes
more
to
humanoid than the others
he
in Jump.
he he took Eldritch at their feet and take masks of many faces so he can disguise self at will because that's what he did.
What are we
He
talking
liked
about?
to
Talking about
Lovecraftian
yeah.
mythos, Cthulhu mythos.
I don't know what it
Mm.
is.
It's a myth made by H.P. Lovecraft.
hmm
And it concerns this what is it an eldritch being
Mm.
that inspires mind flayers in D&D.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
horror is about the
Yeah.
unfathomable. I don't know. I
Mm.
can't
Oh
English.
yeah,
Unfathomable. Yeah.
Yeah.
the Kuatoa. That's the direct reference to one of Lovecraft's short stories. One of my favorite Lovecraft short stories also.
What is it titled?
The Shadow over Innsmouth.
Oh,
It
okay.
concerns fish people, if you haven't guessed.
Is it the one where they run away? I mean, is it Innsmouth?
They uh a lot of protagonists in Lovecraft novels run because
Yeah.
That's
it's
the
Who
only
in
wouldn't
thing you
in the
can
really?
game.
Like, I
do.
mean, let's be honest. Who wouldn't?
Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft really fueled a lot of D&D. Uh, mind flayers, displacer beasts. Basically, if it's an aberration, it came from him.
oh yeah,
I mean, not from him,
aberration.
indeed,
but an inspiration from him.
indeed.
Pretty good. I mean, look at a beholder.
Yeah, that thing's terrifying.
Xanatar.
Xanathar.
Yeah. My other
Ano-
campaign, I shared a monster's egg with him.
what?
Egg?
Yeah, there's this it's like a dragonic serpent, water
hmm
serpent with electricity. It's like challenging 13 or something.
hmm
We beat it and we got 4 eggs. We sold 3 to him, and then cooked and ate one, the last one with him.
Oh no!
Oh no!
You ate a draconic egg?
With the
It's not a
beholder and
dragon. It's
Yeah.
with the
yeah,
beholder and live to tell the tale.
Xanatar. Very.
Oh, dog. All right. That better give you some type of special boon if you just ate it.
No,
Yes.
Or an
I
enemy.
made a con save and rolled a 30, so it tasted good. All of those that tasted it succeeded. The DM said if you failed, you would have taken 2d6 constitution damage.
Oh boy. Yeah.
The good
Seems
shit, we
about
all
right.
succeeded.
The lightning takes the lightning gives extra flavor, extra spark, if you will.
An extra kick.
Yeah,
All right,
extra kick.
everybody back?
Yeah.
Yep,
All
I
right.
am.
Okay. So our story continues. You're still in the main hall, but you've pretty much ascertained most of the information here. What does the party do?
Oh yeah. I have yet to get my answer. Is it the same as the purple roots that I've encountered before?
Oh no, it's very different. From the purple roots to the black stone that you found that seemed to have changed everything it touched into a form of ignistone. Uh, they're both old type of magic, a different subset of magic. Like it's not something you've seen before, but it's very similar. But they're not the same.
Okay. Oh, are we done
Uh,
here?
I think so.
I would be, but Frigus, you remind me of something. If all that is left to do is pack for going, I will go check on the safe with my bedroll and the stone that she dispelled to see if
Oh.
they kept as they were or not. Just a quick open, close.
Repeat
Oh.
it again.
Remember the stone she dispelled, and now if you rub it on metal, gives
Yeah,
it
sure.
lightning
Yeah,
properties.
sure.
If it changed back or no, just for safety, like a quick up.
Okay. Oh, You could do that if you're all traveling back to your mansion now.
Yeah.
Does anybody else stay here to do anything, or do you all travel back?
I go back.
I go back.
All right.
Since it's next to my room, is if we are all ready and just have to pack before leaving, and then I will do that as I'm packing basically.
Okay. You all travel back towards your mansion. You start preparing all of the things that you might need during your travels. You do go towards your chest and you sort of just quickly open and close it. No change so far. It hasn't regained any of its properties. It still remains white, almost like ashen white. But yeah, no change so far. And you assume that
That's
if you
fine.
still like share it onto metal, it still has that static electricity charged.
I'll take like 5 pound in my component pouch.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll give it to someone in the city or sell it. I don't know.
Okay.
Small extract just in case. Make up component pouch. I'm gonna add it now.
What about
Uh,
everyone else? Do you do anything?
And there will take a short flight, just a daily exercise for Pegasus, for Glitter
Okay.
Bottom, just 1
Okay.
hour, and then start packing as well.
All right.
And prepare for another dream sequence in the night.
Okay. The time now is still actually relatively early. You guys, well, not relatively early, but about by the time you come back with Glitter Bottom, it would be about 5 p.m.
Time for dinner.
Bridges.
I make a copy of my spell book,
Okay.
and then I call 2 of the promising servants
Mhm.
and gave it to them. This is the Wizards 101 textbook written by yours truly. I don't expect. Yeah,
Uh-huh. You gave them a copy of your spell book, including all your current spells.
this is. I didn't copy it an entire list. I copied just uh
Cantrips.
just first level spells and some a lot of things I wrote are theories so that they
Sure.
can
Sure.
understand them better.
Okay.
And the first level spells are kind of like, now if you understand all of this, then you can perform these with relative ease.
Okay.
I
All right. They're very happy to receive it.
Mhm. I don't expect you to fully get the grasp of it yet, but maybe give it a glimpse. Mm, maybe we can discuss it further when I came back. Assuming
All right.
I'll be alive for the next week, but who knows?
All right. The guy's name is Bastien, and the lady's name is Fairfax.
How do you spell Fairfax?
Of course, I'm going to type it down.
Bastion. Okay, then I'll go prepare dinner.
Okay. All right. Everyone starts gathering towards the main hall. You don't have as much time now if you want to have it prepared by about 6 or 7 p.m. So you have 2 hours or 1 hour. Do you have them wait until late in the evening before you finish your cooking, or do you want to try doing it in a quicker, instant way?
I'll do it in a quicker and instant way.
Make a check. This would be just a straight D20. No advantage because it's rushed.
Oh, 16!
Not bad. Okay. This time you do make it. It's the same texture as the one before in less amount of time, but not as flavorful without the condiments. So it's not bad, it's not good, but it is better in the sense that it costs you less time to make.
This time I add a little salt because I'm afraid the heat will not bring out the salt enough.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Because he's
it
doing it
tastes the same as
faster.
last time. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
done. It's the same as everything as before. If you had any damage, which I don't think anybody did, you'd get 5 temporary HP again.
Where did Enderal go again?
I'm back now. I just went flying for a little bit.
Okay. I think while Enderal was flying, I would be sort of like surveying the area around the mansion, trying to figure out where to put up a sort of like a barn or just enclosure where we can keep cow or so. And once Enderal comes back, I kind of ask her, do you think it's better to build near the well, but or is it should we put it on the other side of the mansion, away from the farm?
I don't think it needs to be close to the well, but I won't be the one to take care of the animals, so I will leave it up to you.
All right.
I
Also,
think,
when are we heading to Newcrest?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
All right.
So
I
get your
guess
you-
yeah.
get your stuff packed.
All right. I guess
During
let
the
me
hour
just
where
hand
Enter
over.
was on her walk, Ragnar was just at the door of his backpack because he thought it was now.
What?
perfect.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Like, we're not leaving today?
Perfect.
Wow.
Alright.
Okay.
I tell Lester that we plan to build a sort of like enclosure or a barn, and I told him that I'll speak to him about it in the morning before I leave.
Very good, ma'am. Do you have any plans on where you'd like to put it up?
Yep, we'll go over that tomorrow. But
All right.
how is everything so far, Lester?
So far, we've repaired all of the farm plots that were damaged by those things that
Oh,
were clawing up.
I mean, as in, how do you guys feel?
Oh, we're all good and dandy, man. You offered us an opportunity to find a better way of life than we did back in Legatamo, and we're doing better now. Tiring for sure, having to make the adjustments from traveling back here to here. First few weeks were rough, but it's been a couple of moons since, and I think we're doing pretty well.
All right, I'm very glad to hear that. Well,
Uh, Sorry, actually. Now that you mention it, there is one thing. The
is the
tools that we're using is pretty awful. Uh, None of us that came over here were toolsmiths. So
oh,
they were in pretty good condition when we got here, but it's become a little bit harder to continue working the way we do. So I overheard that you might be traveling back to the city. If you
yes,
could grab some tools, maybe, of course, I don't want to impose, but if you'd like to, that will help our productivity over here quite a lot.
definitely. I know how it feels to cut with a I can't remember the English word for it. Um,
Yeah, sure.
an unsharp knife. A dull
Blunt,
knife.
Oh,
Yeah, I know
a
how it
dull, yeah.
feels like to cut with a dull knife. I'll definitely try and get something for you all to use along with the new livestock.
Thank you kindly, Lady Elizabeth.
All right.
You've
Well,
been a
have a
great
good
help.
night, Lester. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bless you, ma'am. May the stars favor you tonight. Good night.
Okay, and I head in.
Okay. Everybody starts heading in, and this happened before dinner. Now you're all gathered together, and you're all enjoying your food. And as you're gathered together for finally enjoying Lisbeth's food that isn't bland for the first time, there's suddenly this strong wind that blows in from the side, from the west towards inwards into your mansion. The windows sort of slap open. There's a strong wind coming in. The candles that are very small that are in the corner sort of get faded out, and the torches that you have that are lit barely stay lit. You notice that from where you are currently in the kitchen, there's suddenly different lights coming from the window, like a flash of white light, then green, and then purple, almost like someone's putting a flashlight through your window in different colors.
What
What
the
do you guys do?
fuck?
What is
what?
I go for my sword. That's
Uh,
some arcane
mage, ar-
bullshit.
mage armor.
I just go to close the window.
All right. Everybody starts preparing their things. You go towards the window. Make a perception check, Enderal.
DM, which direction is the window facing? Is it facing the stone hut?
Yes. So the
Okay.
wind is coming from the opposite direction, from the west, blowing east.
All right. I'm gonna ask
But it's in the
Frigis
path
if
of like people.
Well, I rolled.
Oh,
okay.
sorry, my window wasn't open.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask like Frigis, is it the teleport circle?
Is it the teleport circle?
As you two discuss, Enderal runs towards the window onto the west, and you're sort of just trying to close it down. It's open inward, so you're trying to push it back down. But as you do, you look upwards, and you see these different lights in the sky, and it's very unclear because you're indoors. But it's almost like there's an aurora borealis from above you, but in a very strong, accompanied by a very strong surging wind and different lights.
Wow. Guys, come look at this.
That's not a teleportation circle.
I go down, but I don't have any range thing, so I'm just gonna stay at the door downstairs.
Do you go open the door or what?
Yeah, I open it. I'm just ready to bolt outside, but in case
Okay.
it's like lightning, I can't do anything. So
Okay. So you're pretty much by the doorway, just
Yeah,
peeking
yeah,
upwards. Okay,
exactly.
perfect. Frigis and Enderal. Frigis and Lisbeth, what do you do?
I run back to my room and grab my rambling rose.
Okay. All right, Lisbeth, what do you do?
Yeah, I equip myself as well and
Okay.
head outside.
Enderal takes the Frigis takes Lisbeth takes the longest time as she starts getting her plate and her chain, and that takes quite a while to prepare. So you're sort of shuffling around in your
Yep.
room. Frigis runs towards her room and gets her sword. Ragnar, while you're by the doorway, make a perception check.
3.
It's very hard to see what's going on. As you have the door open and your sword on your other hand, and you are barely able to keep the door open as it's pushing towards you. The wind current is quite strong, and you can see from here that the farm plot that you have from the west, some of it has come flying towards the ground towards you. You see the villagers from far away sort of screaming in panic, not in a loud scream, but you hear that exasperated sign going and going, what's going on in the area, and they're just
I'm a
sort of.
step. Okay.
I'm
As
sorry.
they're like panicking in place,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna step out and like do signs with my big light stick
Mm-hmm.
and just try to get them to come in case it gets worse.
All right.
If they don't, I start advancing towards them.
Okay. There are some people that see what's going on. It's a dark night and you have a sword glowing. They start moving towards you. They only have like sticks and straw for huts, so you can see some of the roofs getting
Yeah.
blown away, and the people start rushing towards your direction. Make another perception check now that you're outside.
11.
I also get my bow and quiver, by the way.
Okay. With an 11, it's enough because it's very clear in the sky. You could see
Come
as you
here.
look up, there's multiple, as you're waving your sword, you can see some people rushing towards the inside of your mansion. And you see currently about 15 people coming in. And suddenly from above, you can see these different dancing lights, almost like different threads intertwined to one another. But one more interesting thing is you could see that the moon, which is just one moon, sort of just disappear and then reappear as 3 different colors. The white one, which is the standard moon that you have, a red one, and a purple one. And they slowly sort of move together until they're sort of
Oh,
aligned like a constellation. And there's a couple of people running towards the inside. The wind still surging quite strongly. To those who have young children, they're sort of struggling to get into the house. When suddenly, Lisbeth, Frigis, and Enderal make a constitution saving throw.
I just killed everyone. uh,
Finally, a good roll.
14.
Yikes! I'm probably out of breath from trying to put on my armor within seconds. Comes out wham.
Wait, why isn't this working? All right. Okay. As you're rushing the people inside, you can see that the moons have sort of aligned. And as it sort of aligns, you suddenly feel this large surge of energy just pushing from the sky down towards where you are. And it almost puts you down to your knees, but it doesn't until you see that there's two more people running from the outside going in. And these are the two individuals that you noticed Fridge is talking to earlier today. And suddenly, the guy bursts into flames. You hear him screaming, "Oh!"
One of the
And you begin to
villagers?
one of the villagers, the one that
Oh
Phrygius
shit.
has been talking to,
What the fuck?
until three of you sort of hear the screaming from the outside. You sort of
roll,
try to
roll.
move towards the window, and the three of you suddenly start burning as well. Suddenly, it's going. Your clothes begin to get ignited. You suddenly feel this internal heat going on through. It's almost like there's a fever that's insane. You sort of lose balance from the area that you're in. And
Does it help to stop, drop, and roll?
Bridges and Lisbeth suffer 45 points
Whoo.
of damage.
What the fuck?
Enderal, you
Oh,
suffer 22,
Wow, DC 15
and
at
you
least.
don't catch flames.
wait, we still
Oh,
get the temporary hit points, right?
Yes, you do.
Oh
Okay,
no.
so
Okay, let me heal
Yeah,
back
Bridges and
5.
Lisbeth, you notice
Wait.
slowly that the flames that are going from around you turns from orange to blue. The flames that surround your body suddenly turn blue, and you could see from Ragnar in the front door that the lady's Fairfax is trying to get Brennan up towards the house, but then he's down on the ground, he's burning. Orange flame suddenly turns into blue, and he starts screaming.
I
And
try to like
he's
stop it, like even if I have to like put my hands in the ground with my strength and just like
okay.
throw dirt at him.
Okay.
I'm trying that.
You try to throw the dirt down towards him, try to save him, but like as you do the first throw, he's gone. He's dead.
and the fucking
No.
monium. I want to. So I'm not on fire right now, right?
No, you were
Are
about to, but for some reason it doesn't.
what about Frigis and Lisbeth?
Do we
You
have
hear them
diamond?
screaming from their own rooms.
Do we have
Okay.
diamonds?
I rush towards
No.
them. Is there any water in the room? Oh
You
God!
have sand buckets on the first floor.
Okay. I will run and get them.
Yeah.
I don't
Where
know
is
what else I can do.
create water? Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. So you run down, you start looking for the sand buckets. Next turn, you can go up. Now for Frigis and Lisbeth, make another constitution save.
Can I
Oh,
can
wait, you
I
got an action first. Go ahead.
Fuck.
can I turn myself into a giant mammoth with polymorph?
You're on the second floor in your room. You could certainly try.
I will turn myself into a mammoth.
All right. As you're going down towards the sand buckets, you eventually leave the second floor. You hear from above you this wood just cracking, going, and Ragnar from outside with this guy burning in front, and Fairfax almost crying in front of this corpse, slowly turning into barbecue. You see behind you a gigantic mammoth, half its body out the window of Frigis's room, and just wood splinters everywhere.
I just get her arms. It's not safe out inside. Get in the shack. Yeah, like, Kinda
It's
like
not safe outside. It's not safe inside.
yeah, go in the rock place. Kinda like you choke her to go. With,
Yeah, she has long streams of tears crying, but she goes
I,
there.
I start to rush inside because if the mammoth falls on the people
Okay.
under, it will kill all of the village.
Okay. You look inside, you find Enderal with a bucket. For
Way up.
Lisbeth, you haven't done anything yet if you want
Can
to
I
try.
spare? Can I run to the burnt man and try and spare the
You
dying?
don't even know he's there yet. You're in your
Yeah.
room at
Oh,
this
you're
point.
in my. I'm in my room. Oh, I thought I'm outside.
Yeah.
You were
No,
getting
he's
your armor
outside.
ready. Everyone was in the
Oh,
room except for Ragnar.
okay. I'm like, what is happening? Okay, that
You're
changes.
burning.
I was
What's
confused.
happening?
Now I'm triply confused because I don't even see the enemy yet.
Like a
I ran
space laser.
out yelling. It's like, what is wrong? I'm
Uh,
burning.
as
I heal myself. And then I
as I
ran
get to the
outside.
door
Uh-huh.
with like all the peasants inside, say that I just told to get in like 5 seconds ago. I say, "Go out, go out!"
The guys are obviously what? And
To
they're
the
sort
mine
of
shaft.
panicking, fearing. But
It's
when you tell
safer.
them
To
to
the
get
mine.
out,
To
they
the mine.
follow. They follow anyway.
I heal myself for 13.
So just as the last person got in, they're being asked to go out again. There's obviously panic going on. Some of the people are arguing, shouting, but the group moves into the stone hut. You can hear from above you the stone crackling. You make eye contact with Enderal. Enderal, what do you do?
Did Lisbeth come downstairs?
Actually, Lisbeth has her room on the first floor opposite of Ragnarok.
Is she
Okay.
still on fire?
You hear her screaming, yes. You haven't seen her yet.
I kind of rush towards her and then I just try to kick her feet out from under her so she goes on the ground and I
What?
try to pour sand on her.
All right. Okay, Lisbeth, make a constitution save with advantage.
Okay. Well, I've already rolled one, so this is second one. Nice. 21.
All right. Make another one just in case.
Oh,
Who
I
knows,
rolled
natural 20.
earlier, the 9.
Yeah, one more.
Okay, cool.
Oh. Sorry, never mind. Yeah,
All right.
that was the one I asked.
Yep.
The 21, you could see that Lisbeth doesn't even have her plate mail on. It's just off into a corner on the side. She's burning, her skin scarred. And as you put the sand on top of her, it just sort of disperses. These blue flames sort of just disappear. And the sand that's on top of it just turns black, charred.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm a bit delirious. I kind of like sit up and like sort of like half yell. It's like, what is that? What's happening? Why? Why?
I
Fire!
don't.
Ah!
I have no idea, but a mammoth is attacking fridges upstairs. Let's
What
go.
the fuck? I ran up to Fridges' room. Fridges!
Okay. Bridges, your half of your body is outside of the house. You feel the foundation of the floor beneath you beginning to crack. You can choose to push your body into the house, or you can choose to jump out or do nothing.
I jumped out. I jumped out.
Okay. You jump out into the house. You can see that the wooden beam supporting going up the stairs sort of just bends downwards, and there's splinters of wood everywhere. And you hear this giant as if the wood loses all of its pressure, and you hear this loud onto the outside, and probably just going as this mammoth is still in flames.
So we come upstairs. Fridges is nowhere to be seen. The mammoth just jumped out. It ate fridges.
Yeah.
There's no giant water source nearby,
Have we
right?
seen you change before? I know you tried to change me before.
A raven.
Yeah, he's been a great ape too, I think.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna
But never a
yell. It's
mammoth.
like, Fridges!
I,
Fridges!
the mammoth will start to roll on the ground because it can't see any body of water.
Make a
Okay, that doesn't
Constitution
look like
save.
a mammoth action.
Make a Constitution save for me.
With the mammoth stats, it
Okay,
probably
so
has high con.
it's
Yeah.
a +5.
Yeah, better
Okay.
+1.
So a total of
Total of 14.
14.
No.
You're still in flames.
Yes.
And you suffer 34 points.
34 points.
The
That's
mammoth can take it.
that's through the map there. The memoir will take it.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
also a DC 17 con save to keep concentrating on the spell.
as a mammoth though.
Yeah.
Can I
Are you
somehow?
for real?
Oh no, the mammoth disappears.
The mammoth disappears.
All right.
Well, I still have
Can I?
12 hit points.
Oh,
Go ahead, Robin.
I pull my saber out and I try to extract as much moisture as I can out of the air and
Mhm.
just toss it down on fridges.
Okay. Fridges, make a con save with advantage.
Hold on. I'm
Cast a ray
trying to
of
erase
frost on
this.
fridges.
Okay. Con save with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have.
Okay, natural 20.
Oh, nice.
You see that the mammoth turns back into normal form. Fridge is sort of rolling on the ground. You can see she's still lit up in flames, her eyes filled with pain and confusion and fear. You lift your saber out, you swing it around. Suddenly, this condensation of water appears and just showers down onto Frigis. And you hear her scream one more time. And as you look down, the flames sort of disperse.
Okay, I cast a level 3 Cure Wounds on Fridges immediately.
Okay.
what's
First,
happening?
22.
Yeah.
I was holding on to Rambling Rose earlier. Does it burn?
Oh.
What?
It is super
Oh,
weak to fire.
yes, it does. You
Oh,
have the handle, but the blade is gone.
oh.
No. Okay, so let's get a situational awareness thing going on here. Is this guy still on fire?
Just as you see Frigis sort of stop screaming in pain, the three moons are aligned. You could see that it forms a strange color. You could see that the white moon, the red moon, and the green and the purple moon sort of align and forms this yellow sphere on top. But then after a while, the other two sort of disappear, and the moon disappears as well, and just reappears as normal. And all these dancing lights above you sort of disappear as well, and the area calms down. The wind surge stops as well.
What was that?
Can I try to discertain what was that? Have I read it somewhere before?
Can I try
Yeah.
as well?
Everyone make an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Don't know what happened, but they are the ones that got into fire as well as the other spellcaster. So I'm just gonna take a couple of steps away from them and start recording what just happened. Now that it's fresh.
Nobody knows what the heck happened. Not something you know that has happened in history.
17.
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
Perfect, because you already roleplayed it. You do know that it affected all the spellcasters here.
Yeah. But
Including
Ricky's
those
still another
two?
person.
You mean including that one, because the other one burned and dead.
Oh, my students! No!
He just got his own name.
Got this
Bastian is dead.
boy!
I uh I can't revivify him because we don't have.
No diamonds.
Yeah, and it's also last minute.
You want to make a religion check as you come close to his body?
Lisbeth?
Yeah, Lisbeth.
Okay. Okay, cool.
You can usually tell that as someone dies, their soul and spirit are still connected as part of the weave that you can sort of renegotiate to travel back into a physical body. At least that's how you understand revivify or resurrection.
Okay.
You approach this one, no connection at all. If he had a soul or whatever, it's gone.
That's terrible.
Okay. Yeah, so I informed them that he's dead, but it seems unnatural.
Yeah.
It's no. I mean,
In my screen, Ragnar zoomed out, and when he said yeah, it zoomed in on his face.
People
Perfect.
Our
combust
plan.
into flames.
he's like his soul is gone. Of course he's dead.
You have the mansion behind you, second floor, bursted open, and you see the people just by the stone hut. Some of the villagers' houses have also blown away the roofs. There's a lot of dirt scattered around onto the floor.
Gather the people and check if they're all okay.
You go towards stone hut. Head count, everyone is fine except for
Bastion.
for Bastian.
No.
Okay.
The children
This
don't
is
need to see that.
this is the start of Darth Fridges now.
You took away my
No.
student.
Luke Skywalker and his first student.
Yeah.
I dragged the body like on the like there's the mansion, the hut where everybody is on one side, behind the wall on the other side, so they don't.
As you touch it, you try
Yeah.
to lift it up. You touched his hand. It breaks off into ashes. Nothing is left behind. Even his clothes turn into ash. A
I
small
What
just
happened to
page.
you, Bridges?
I rip off one piece of paper from my notebook
Mhm.
and try to gather a sample in it.
Okay. As you scoop it up and you put it away, there's one small page that's left in between the ashes. What looks to be what's left of Frigis's Beginner's Guide to Arcana.
I hand it back to
Like a
her.
corner of a page burned away.
DM, where in the sky did that thing occur?
Everywhere in the sky. You don't have trees here, so the whole thing was covered in lights.
This is really bad. This is like world-ending cataclysm bad.
Yeah, I'm
We need
going.
to
Yeah.
Head
we need
out.
to find some high-level wizard to talk to. We
All right.
can't deal with this.
I tell
I can't.
Frigis and Endril to go check on the Durgars, and then I also say that I'm going to try and send a sending to Lord Gillingham and ask him if anything happened there as well.
Okay.
Right, I
Who
go down.
goes to check on the Duragar? I know it's Duergar, but it's hard to
Drugar.
pronounce. So it's Duragar to me.
Do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
I'll go check.
God.
Okay. You go down and you sort of try to inspect what's going on with them. They're happily mining away. Think, think, think. Like nobody's business. They don't even know.
Well, okay. No spellcasters among them, I guess. Okay, so we need to get to New Crest Hill as soon as possible.
Wait, I forgot to roll for keep.
I'm trying.
Oh,
I'm trying to make the
Kiva's
lettering
first
for.
roll is a fail.
No,
Doesn't
but
he
she
have like
survived
six?
because you forgot, DM. She survived. Oh no, Kiva? Okay, sorry.
Kiva.
47 damage. So the first round, he's fine. He tries to dissipate it on the second turn
Would we
with
realize
disadvantage.
that
He was in
He's
the
just
stone. He was far away while everyone was there.
he's so far from my mind right now.
He fails the second roll with a 4 and an 8. So he suffers again.
Uh,
No, you're all
No.
D10s. You're all
yeah,
D10s, not
you're
D20s.
D10.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I
You're right.
see
You're
you,
right.
Mr. GM, killing
You're right. You're
NPCs.
right.
I know
That's
you want
my
to get rid of
character.
him too,
I don't
but
want to kill him. I have stuff planned. 14. 3 and a 14, so 3 still fail. He
oh,
suffers again.
why
I think he's
disadvantage?
dead.
I think it's
Who
that.
knows? I believe.
He has like 70 HP. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's
47 to
fucking dead.
36.
So it's
Oh my
73?
gosh. I had plans for
83?
this dude. 83 total. Yeah, he's gone. You could see him scorched away by the stone hut,
Oh no.
which would explain why the people were screaming when you asked them to go there.
83 is my HP. I would have died too.
I have
We've
less.
all died.
Man, I hate being fair. I had stuff planned for that dude.
I wonder what. Was he gonna propose?
No,
Oh,
nothing
I,
that
I,
cringe.
I was so done with him. He,
That's not something you should say right now.
Well, he's well done.
Stop.
Oh
oh.
no.
Okay, time for
Okay, well,
Kiba Junior DM.
You
I
guys
think
are really bad at timings.
I
What do you
think
do?
we should calm the people, and then we just head straight to Newcrest Hill. We don't wait until tomorrow morning.
Yes, and I take another sample in a little page.
Yeah, I'm still trying to make the sending letter, but I don't know how to say, so I'm gonna take a few more seconds. Basically, I'm going to tell him.
Wait, you gotta do it 25 words.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a
Yep.
Basically, my intention is that I want to tell him, did I see 3 moons? I was inside the whole time.
Huh?
Wait, no, no,
Why is
did
he
I?
Are
counting?
you sending that?
She's not casting
No,
yet.
I'm
She's
talking
wondering.
like did I
Okay,
see
okay,
three
okay.
moons? Did I see it?
Are you talking to me or your party
Yeah, yeah,
members?
yeah. I'm not making the sending
You
yet. I'm still
you
trying to
did
make the
as
sending.
you were by the window on Fridgis's room with the burst open side.
Mhm.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. All right. Cause I was inside the whole time. I really thought I was outside. Okay. So Andrew, do
With a
your thing
massive hole
first. I'm
from
gonna
Fridgis's room, you saw it.
Did you save this?
you can do what you want first. I'm still making the sentence. I probably am like writing in my hands. Like,
Okay,
no,
all right.
how do I explain this? Fuck. uh
Can I go pick a shovel
oh,
and
one more
start?
thing. Sorry. Did Ragnar inform about only the casters burning?
Did you, Ragnar?
I mean, I guess. I
Okay.
mean, maybe not, because it's just so obvious to me.
All right. Okay. Okay.
I guess not, just obvious, and I just took the step to keep writing, so I didn't.
Okay.
Can I go pick up a shovel and start digging a grave for Bastion?
There's nobody.
There's no body. It's all ash.
I still have this scraps of paper.
Okay. Then yeah, there's old shovels
True.
by the stone hut if you want to try. It's relatively bad, but for your purpose, it's fine.
Digging a hole. Crying as I did. My very first student dead. All because of me.
Ragnar's trying, like, is about to console her, and then the only thing that is in his head is like, it's because it's her student that he's dead, so he doesn't say anything. He just tap.
Okay, that should be about 24. Two,
Okay.
4, 23. To Lord Gillingham.
Yeah, 2 left.
We are fucked.
Are you pooping?
Mm.
You pooping?
You pooping.
Hello. So I was just wondering.
It would have been, it's horrible.
I don't know if this had 25 letters, but yeah. That's what it says.
Okay, I tell to the party. It's not just us. It looks like the other places are getting it too. This
Mhm.
is really, really bad.
Yeah, it seems like yeah, really bad.
You know,
I
The
don't
end
know
of
what else to
times for
say.
all casters.
Yeah.
Wait.
to be fair, when the DM says like Fairfax and Bastion was running and Bastion was burning, I'm thinking like, Regis, what did you make them do?
Do you think I'm that
All,
cruel?
all spellcasters dying. Rakmar, Big Bag, Evil Guy confirmed.
I was just about to
Wait,
say, like, I wonder if Brackmore is okay.
but might be like, I can smell the heresy burning alive.
Time to get back to the city, finish them off.
with the people inside you inside this hut sort of screaming, tearing up over the death of Bastian, even if he wasn't too well known. The whole endeavor itself was nerve-wracking. They thought they were going to die. The whole
Harrowing.
place that you have is in ruins. Some repairs need to be made. Nothing too major aside from the mammoth exploding from the window. uh, but it's generally not something anyone has experienced before, and it feels even more real for them knowing that one of their own exploded. The body of, or what's left of the remains of Kiva is scattered throughout the inside of the floor of the stone hut just before the alcove leading towards the dwarven mines. And the sky tonight is clear. Elizabeth has sent a letter towards Lord Gillingham, and Lord Gillingham has responded, thus saying that the city is in chaos. What will happen to our party? Where will they go? What will they do? We'll find out next session as we
Oh boy.
go enjoy the story of Goldenvale.
And
Thank you for
thank
playing,
you.
Guys.
Thank you,
That was
Thanks for
fun.
DM.
running.
That
I
was
got
fun.
That
I
went
Fun
got
and
from
the
0
part.
to
unexpected.
100 real quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went 0 to 100 real quick.
Indeed. We were just talking about Cthulhu, and then I was like, oh no. Oh
Oh
no.
no.
I had to stop myself from smiling once you guys started talking about it.
Wait,
But
is this
anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Power of Elvish Beings?
You'll have to play to find out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
may have to pick up my good old Faber's rapier again. Mm.
Goodbye, rambling roads.
Goodbye. The
All right, thanks for
rambling
playing,
was
guys.
All
Hopefully
right.
the audio
2021
was
to
better this
2020.
time. Next time we'll try with the VTT, and I'll fix my sub
All right.
by then.
Thank
All
you,
right,
everyone. See you all.
GG.
Hopes.
Good
Good
See
night.
ya.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Good
bye,
night.
everybody.